So today, as you can see, the video will be a bit different because I'm not going out anywhere. I'm just staying home, and I want to give you my story time about how I was robbed for like £1,200 in London. So I don't know if it's actually the correct word, like just tell me, to get robbed, because if I'm telling you I got robbed, somebody is thinking, oh, somebody attacked me on the street, and it wasn't this way. How £1,200 was stolen from me, straight to the point. It happened to me in London, in Crickwood. I will tell you, Crickwood, okay, northwest London, Crickwood. First it was Friday, then it was my payday, then I needed like to buy something and get the cash out, because first I needed to pay my rent. Second, after work I had a plan to go and buy the camera, the one that I'm recording with now. I remember I needed to stay at work a bit longer, so it was like 7 p.m. I was all fine, set up, happy, going out from work, and you know, needed cash for the rent. So my story with Crickwood is like that I used to live in Crickwood for some time, few months, and I was always using the same ATM over there. And later, when I moved out from Crickwood, when I moved out even from London, but I was coming back from work, my work is there, so I was always using the same ATM, because it's the most convenient one. Is in the corner, it's on the wall of this off-license shop over there, so it's right next to the bus stop, convenient, always using the same one, never had a problem with that until this day happens. So what happened? I'm all set, I'm going, I see like a lot of people on the street, you know, because the Crickwood Broadway is quite a busy street, especially at 7 p.m. when people go out from work or they go somewhere. Bus stop, a lot of buses, everything, bingo. And I'm queuing to this ATM. I see the person before me, took the cash out, went away, my turn. I'm going there, I inserted my card, put my PIN code, press like how much money I wanted to take, and I hear the strange voices, like, and I'm like, breathe. Oh no, not today, please, not today. I've got so many plans, and this is my paid house, waiting for this moment for 1 month, you know what I mean. And what happens? I see the screen. I will show you here the picture. It's not very clear because I was shaking, it was at night, but well, this is the picture. Out of service. And I'm like, am I a jinx? Okay. ATM got broken. Fine. What to do with that? And first thing I started to do, I started hitting, you know, this ATM like this crazy maniac. Nothing happens. Pressing all the buttons, hitting it, nothing happens, you know. Out of service, that's it. I started like digging there, you know, trying. No, the card is somewhere there, nothing happens. So I'm like, okay, what to do? And the people who were queuing behind me, I told them, listen guys, this ATM just ate my money, like go to another one. And then I remember like it was few people coming to me, like having like a longer chat, and they were like, oh, what happened? And I'm like, oh, the ATM ate my card. And the lady said, oh, it happens here quite often, just go home, call your bank, everything's gonna be fine. I'm like, okay, cheers. And then one guy came, and yeah, he was quite dodgy, but I don't know. And he said like, he asked the same thing. I told him the same thing, and I asked him, sorry mate, can you do me a favor, because I just want to pop in this off license over here and ask this guy there like if he knows anything about this. Can you just take a look at this ATM if the card goes out or something like that? He wasn't just very happy about it. But I went to this off license and I asked this guy, do you know anything, like if it happened before? No, sorry, I don't know anything. I'm not responsible for this ATM. And I'm like, so I don't know, is there any way you can check it or something? He said, no, sorry dear. Dodgy? Yes. But okay, fine. And later I went out and I started again hitting this ATM, everything, and nothing happened. So I managed to find this like phone number for the customer services of this ATM company, which was like scratched, you know, so you know what I mean, it looked dodgy itself. And I'm calling, and mind the fact it was Friday, like half 7 p.m, yeah, and they're like, our customer service are available Monday till Friday till like 9 to 6 or something. And I'm like, great, so what do I do now, yeah? And I called once more, and they were like, I got somehow to this automatic information that's saying if this thing happened to you, basically just call your bank, block your card, but don't worry, this is important, your card is safe. Once our service team arrives to the place, they will take your card out and they will destroy it. So just call your bank, but your card is secure. This is what they said. And stupidly I believed in that. So after 1 hour there or something, I'm like, okay, let's just go home. So I had maybe 3 quid in my wallet. I went to this stupid of license, I topped up my Oyster, and I'm like, okay, let's go home. In the meanwhile, I called my flatmate and I asked him, hi mate, like, is it okay for you if I send you the PayPal because this and this happened, and deduce whatever is for the rent, and can you give me the cash because I have maybe 20p in my wallet at the moment. And he said no problem. So first thing that I did at home was I did this PayPal to him, and I still wasn't aware somebody's stealing. Okay, I was like, okay, just ATM got broken, you know. So naive. So I did this PayPal payment, and I'm calling the bank, waiting, nice music, da -da -da -da. After maybe half an hour, somebody is talking to me, and I'm explaining the situation, and the lady is asking if you want to block your card. And I'm like, you know what, I'm not really sure, because I've just made this PayPal, and I don't know if we block the card, if this PayPal is gonna go through or not, because I don't see it took the money out of my bank account now, and my friend still doesn't have it on his PayPal. And we're like, okay, so you can call us like whatever day you can block the card, just like that. And I'm like, okay, fine. So we are like talking about something, and then meanwhile I'm checking my online banking, and that was the moment I realized somebody is stealing. Because I'm like, oh wait, and this is like minus 30 pounds, minus 25 pounds, minus something being spent in all of this of license shops on the street, and then it's minus 500 pounds taken from the Tesco's ATM. Okay, it starts with a small amount, then it's 500 quid, and then there are the transactions of like 399 or 299 from the shop called Phone and You, if I remember well. And I'm like, wait, can we actually block this card right now, because I see somebody stealing my money. And she's like, okay, blocked it. Okay, what went through? 1,200 pounds. 1,200 pounds. Somebody just stole within like 40 minutes, half an hour, no more than that. That's a good rate per hour in it. And I'm like, so what do we do now? And the lady's saying, don't worry, you gonna get this money back, yeah, you're gonna get it. It's just the thing now, the card is blocked. I don't know if the PayPal will go through. you just need to apply for the new card and you need to wait, we'll do the investigation, you will get this money back. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then I had to speak with another guy who's from another department responsible for this kind of cases. I was so stressed. I didn't remember any of my, like, no, date of birth I remember, but I was so stressed. I didn't understand him over the phone, what they told me over the phone, because, you know, my card wasn't contactless. I never wanted the contactless card, and so they had to know my PIN code. And probably it was like that, for sure it was like that on this ATM I was using, somebody put the replica on it, and this replica had some kind of like software, or I don't know what kind of system, or maybe the camera, that they saw my PIN code. Because always when I take the cash out, I'm taking a look around if nobody sees my, like, you know, PIN code, and then I hide it and do like this, you know what I mean. So they had to have something there on this replica. So it wasn't the real ATM that I was using, surprisingly. And just this is how they were dealing with that. So that was Friday night. They asked me if I want to report the thing to the police, and I'm like, yes, sure, I want to report the thing to the police. I want them to investigate it. I want to give them my confession, how did it happen, because I want to know who did that, and I want to have this person punished. Sherlock Holmes. and obviously, like, they will ask you this question and stuff like that, but don't worry, police not gonna bother with your case. This is just the money for, they have more important things to do in London than you being robbed. They never called me, nothing happened. So maybe it was reported, but nobody gives a shit. Saturday, obviously, went to the bank to clear everything up, applied for the new card, and then I wanted to be again a little bit of Sherlock Holmes. So I'm like, I was with my friend, and I'm like, okay, you know what, let's go to Creekwood and let's investigate this case. Stupid, you know what I mean. And what I did, I knew exactly, because this big amounts of money, they were spent in the shop called Phone and You or something similar. I've never seen this kind of shop on the Creekwood Broadway or anywhere nearby. So I'm like, I will be going to each single of licensed shop. I will be asking them for their receipts. So I want to see how the transaction is appearing in the pending transaction, you know what I mean. So if, for example, I find this shop, I will ask them for the CCTV camera record, so I will at least know the face of the person who stole from me. Fair enough, I was checking each single one, nothing found. And I went to one small, like, corner shop that they were selling phones, and the guys basically told me that this shop, this Phone and You or something, doesn't exist. So basically, these people who steal from you, they're professionals, as I said, and they know that you're gonna block the card within like 10, 15, half an hour, and they have their own, like, terminals, okay, and they have these fake shops, and they will make these big transactions on it. Because what also, when I was checking later after I blocked the card, somebody was still trying to make transactions, and there were transactions of like £900. You know what I mean? It's good we blocked it somehow after 1,200. This guy told me, you know what's the law? The law is the small of licensed shops, they are not allowed to accept the transactions over like 250 or 300 pounds. So if you go to the off-licensed shop, you cannot pay with your card more than 250 or 300 pounds, because this protects them from this kind of situation, that if the thing is in a pending transaction and they find out that the card was stolen, like, you know, they sold the product but the money is not going through and they don't have it in their bank account. So I'm like, okay, fair enough. So this is what happened on Saturday. Unfortunately, I didn't solve this case. I got half of the money back on Tuesday, like bigger half, let's say, because everything that was paid with the card in the shops, it was in the pending transactions. So on Tuesday, it happened Friday, and on Tuesday the pending transactions were cancelled. So this money was again available in my bank account. The minus 500 quid that somebody took the cash out of the Tesco's ATM, I got on Thursday. So not even a week, I had all the money back in my bank account, okay? Which was completely great. And thank you very much, Lloyds, for saving my life. And so quickly, let's say. And then obviously I had to wait for the new card, all this mess and stuff like that. So that wasn't good, but well, now I'm laughing at it. I was very stressed, I couldn't stop thinking about it, but now I'm just laughing at it. Another thing is, my friend on Saturday, because it happened Friday as I said, the friend came over on Saturday and she said, you know what happened to me in Wembley? And I'm like, what? And she said exact same thing, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like the gang. You know, so the same thing happened to her, but she was a bit more clever because she was about to meet the friend. So when this thing happened to her, her card was blocked. She just she just transferred all the money to her friend's bank account. So she maybe left 70p in there, so whoever stole the card had just 70p to spend, you know what I mean. I will tell you now that I was taking a look at these ATMs in Cricklewood, and I saw all of them scratched. Like, you know, I was like all the month I was taking like research on these ATMs over there, and all of them look scratched, so means they were like installing this replica on each single one that was on the street. Now I tell you what to do in this kind of situations if this thing happens to you, your card is blocked, pum pum pum. First, this is very simple, but if you are stressed, you might not think about it. So the thing is, you don't leave the place. You stand there in front of this ATM, you don't let anybody touch it or whatever. Stand there, don't leave the place. Call your bank immediately, block your card, and then you can leave. After you've got it confirmed that your card is blocked, you can go home, okay? Apply for the new card, everything's gonna be fine. But do not do like me, that I was like here and there, and then I went home and then I called, because this is the time. They know they don't have a lot of time. They're professionals, so they will, in this time, they will steal. As simple as that. Now, some tips to prevent this kind of situation, because they are the tips that the bank manager gave to me when I was talking to him, and I trust him. Let's say I trust him. So first, don't use the ATMs that are located in the pubs, in the bars, like off-license shops, on the street, dodgy places, blah blah blah. Don't use these ATMs, never, never, never. Why? Because sometimes they don't have cameras, you know what I mean, and they also don't have this kind of security shape system kind of thing that prevents it to have the replica on, you know. So the bank manager said use the ones that are official ATMs from the banks, because they have the special shape, they always have the cameras and stuff like that. With this, I will tell you something. I was talking with my workmate about the situation, and he said that basically the same thing happened to him, and he was using this official bank ATM on the same street, Cricklewood Broadway. So, you know, like, it can also happen in this situation. And what is the most secure thing that also the bank manager told me is to use the ATM that is not even the official bank ATM, it's also the ATM that is inside the bank, you know, not on the street. So this is how you can prevent this kind of things. Obviously it's like a bit problematic, because sometimes you just need the cash quickly, you are in a hurry, and you just see no bank being opened or no bank around you, just the small ATMs. But well, just keep it in mind to avoid this kind of problems, because it's better to kind of prevent it than to heal it later. What is more, what I was told, don't pay with your card in the off-license shops. I don't know, I've never heard a situation that something was wrong and nothing never happened to me, but I trust what they say. So don't pay with your card in the off-license, because they told me that sometimes they have this like kind of system or something, they can reach like data from your card and they can use it later. I don't know how is it, but this is what I've been doing since then, that I never paid with my card in the off-license shops, just to be extra careful. So first thing, something happens, immediately block your card. Try to take cash from the ATMs that are official bank ATMs and also inside, or take the money from the cashier if you have time for that, because let's say, or there are also these ATMs that are inside supermarkets. So for example, later I was just taking the money from, you know, there's like this Co-op supermarket and they have the ATM inside. I was taking the money from there, never use the street ATM. Important thing, don't blame yourself, because I was blaming myself for what happened. I was like, oh my god, how can I, like, you know, I was hearing the stories and I still did that, it happened to me, it's my fault. No, it's not your fault, it can happen to everybody. What was for me very bad thing is like, how come somebody was more clever than me? They are professionals, and sometimes like, you know, you just you are rushing something like that and it happens, they are using that. And don't blame yourself, just you will get the money back, don't worry. Like, hopefully, I think it depends on your bank and depends on the country, but these things happen, you know. They are professionals, like you are professional in your profession, they are professional in stealing the money. If you like this video, please give me the thumbs up and subscribe my channel. I will be uploading for now like every week on a weekend, maybe later a bit more, but you never know. And please comment and tell me if this kind of thing happened to you as well. Maybe you have some extra tips, like how to deal with this kind of situation. If your bank helped you actually, that if you had a lot of problems, maybe something was stolen from you, some other things. Give us the tips how to prevent it. As we know, like for example, as now I'm recording from London, you know, it's full of tourists and people just waiting for the opportunity, and you need to be super careful, really, always, especially in the busy places, in the touristic places. So tell me if something like that also happened to you, and maybe if police helped you, maybe if somebody else helped you, maybe nobody helped you. Comment, complain a bit, and I would say see you next time, hopefully with something more cheerful and more sightseeing. Thank you very much for watching this video. Bye bye.